An empty crib, a mother's heart shattered. For Lyneth Mann Lewis, life in Toronto changed forever in a single moment. One day, she was a hopeful young mother dreaming of birthdays and first steps. The next, her toddler son vanished during a simple visit with his father, taken from her arms and from her life. Days turned into months, months into years, and still, Lyneth refused to give up hope. She searched, she prayed, and she waited, holding on to the belief that her son was out there somewhere, even when the world told her to move on. What Lyneth didn't know, was that her son was living a life built on lies, just across the border. What if the person you trusted most was the one who stole your entire life? Jermaine's father, Alan Mann Jr., vanished with him that day in 1987, weaving a web of lies that would last for decades. Alan wasn't just a father taking his son for a visit, he was a man who planned his escape carefully. After leaving Toronto, he crossed the border into the United States, slipping away from the watchful eyes of the authorities. But he didn't just disappear, he erased their past. Using forged documents, Alan created new identities for himself and Jermaine, fabricating birth certificates that claimed they were from Texas. To neighbors and officials, they were just a father and son starting fresh, but beneath the surface, everything was built on deception. Jermaine grew up believing his mother had died, a lie his father told to keep him from searching for the truth. Photographs of Lyneth were removed, memories erased, and questions discouraged. For years, Jermaine accepted this false reality, unaware that his entire identity was stolen from him. Imagine the betrayal, not just of a child, but of a mother's trust. How do you come to terms with the fact that the person who was supposed to protect you was the one who took everything away? This isn't just a story of abduction, it's a story of broken trust and the devastating consequences of lies within a family. If you can't imagine hiding the truth from your own child, share this story. Exposing these betrayals is the first step toward justice. This case also shines a harsh light on the vulnerabilities in family law and child protection systems. Custody arrangements are meant to keep children safe, but when trust is broken, the consequences can be lifelong. It's a reminder that vigilance and reform are essential to protect families from similar tragedies. Would you trust a parent who disappeared with their child? Let us know in the comments. Your voice matters in raising awareness. As we follow this story, remember, behind every missing child is a family shattered by betrayal, fighting to reclaim what was stolen. Jermaine's journey is just beginning, but the truth is slowly coming to light. For 31 years, Lyneth Mann Lewis never stopped hoping, never stopped searching, her love refusing to fade even in the darkest of nights. While the world moved on, Lyneth's life was defined by a single, unshakable truth: her son was out there somewhere, and she would find him. She tirelessly worked with the Missing Children Society of Canada, distributing flyers, sharing Jermaine's photos, and pleading with anyone who would listen. Every birthday passed without her son's presence, every milestone marked by a quiet ache. Yet, Lyneth's hope remained a steady flame, burning through decades of silence and uncertainty. Imagine the strength it takes to hold on to hope when every lead turns cold, when every phone call ends in disappointment. Lyneth's story is a testament to the power of perseverance and a mother's unbreakable bond. Every share of Jermaine's story, every conversation sparked, kept the search alive. And it's that collective effort, families, communities, and organizations, that brings missing children home. Don't let hope die on your watch. Share this story. You could be the link that changes a life. Supporting groups like the Missing Children Society is vital. They work around the clock, connecting families, law enforcement, and the public to keep these cases from fading into the shadows. Have you or someone you know ever held on to hope against all odds? Share your story in the comments. Together, we build a community of compassion and resilience. Lyneth's journey was long and painful, but it was never in vain. Her unwavering love set the stage for a truth that would one day break through the silence. And for Jermaine, that truth was closer than anyone imagined. Jermaine grew up believing his mother was dead, his entire identity a lie crafted by the man who raised him. For years, he lived a life built on deception, unaware of the truth that had been stolen from him. "I thought I knew who I was," Jermaine once said. "But everything I believed about my past was false. It was like waking up in someone else's life." Imagine the confusion, the pain of realizing that the family stories, the memories, even your own name were all part of a carefully constructed lie. Growing up in Connecticut, Jermaine faced challenges that many take for granted: applying for a driver's license, getting a social security number, even enrolling in school. Each step was complicated by the false documents his father had created. The man who was supposed to protect him had instead trapped him in a web of identity theft. Think about the damage lies like these can do, not just to a child's sense of self, but to their entire future. Share this story to stand against stolen identities and to raise awareness about the hidden struggles abducted children face long after they're found. This case highlights a critical need for stronger protections for abducted children's identities. When a child is taken, it's not just their safety at risk, it's their very sense of who they are. Lawmakers and child protection agencies must work together to close these gaps and prevent others from living in the shadows of stolen lives. How would you rebuild your life if everything you knew was a lie? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice can help shine a light on this hidden crisis. Jermaine's story is a powerful reminder that the scars of abduction run deep, but with truth and support, healing can begin. After decades of silence, a breakthrough sparked hope. Law enforcement refused to give up on Jermaine's case. What had once seemed like a cold trail began to warm as investigators revisited old files and connected dots that had long been overlooked. Behind the scenes, a joint task force of Canadian and U.S. agencies reignited the search. Using advances in technology and renewed cooperation, they combed through decades of data, looking for any sign of Jermaine and his father. Persistence became their greatest weapon. Imagine the dedication it takes to keep a case alive for more than 30 years, when leads dry up and hope fades for many. But for these investigators, giving up was never an option. Their work is a testament to the power of persistence and the belief that justice, no matter how delayed, is still justice. Justice takes time, but it needs your voice. Share this story to support those still searching for their loved ones. Every share helps keep these cases in the public eye and pressures authorities to act. Cold case units like these play a vital role in bringing closure to families and holding perpetrators accountable. They remind us that no case is truly forgotten, and no family's pain is ignored. If you know local law enforcement or advocacy groups working on missing persons cases, tag them below. Together, we can raise awareness and strengthen the community's role in the fight for justice. Jermaine's story shows us that with persistence, truth can break through even the longest silence. The search was far from over, and the next chapter was about to unfold. The carefully constructed web of lies began to unravel when Alan Mann Jr.'s false identities started to crack. It all began with a routine housing application in Vernon, Connecticut. Authorities noticed discrepancies: birth certificates that didn't add up, social security numbers that conflicted with official records. Facial recognition technology, combined with diligent investigative work, confirmed what had long been suspected: Alan Mann Jr. was living under an assumed name, hiding in plain sight. The man who had vanished with Jermaine over 30 years ago was finally found. The arrest was swift and decisive. Alan Mann Jr. was taken into custody, ending decades of deception and silence. But the question remained: what would Jermaine do now that the truth was out? How would he face a reality built on lies, and what would justice look like for him? If you believe that justice delayed is not justice denied, like and share this story. Help spread the message that no matter how long it takes, truth and accountability must prevail. This breakthrough was more than just an arrest, it was a turning point in a story that had haunted a family for generations. The truth was finally catching up, and the path to healing was beginning. After 31 long years, a mother and son finally embraced, an emotional moment years in the making. The reunion between Lyneth Mann Lewis and Jermaine was raw, unfiltered, and deeply human. No words could fully capture the flood of emotions as decades of separation melted away in a single embrace. Imagine the weight lifted, the relief, the joy, and the pain of lost time. For Lyneth, it was the moment she had dreamed of through countless nights of uncertainty. For Jermaine, it was the beginning of a new chapter, filled with questions and the challenge of reconnecting with a mother he never truly knew. This reunion wasn't a fairy tale ending, it was complicated, fragile, and real. But it was a testament to the power of love and the resilience of the human spirit. Imagine waiting decades for this moment. Share this story to honor families still waiting for their own reunions. Your support can bring hope to those who need it most. We invite you to leave messages of encouragement for Lyneth, Jermaine, and families like theirs in the comments below. Your words can be a source of strength and healing. Have you experienced a reunion or long-awaited moment of connection? Share your story or hopes with us. Together, we build a community that celebrates survival and the enduring bonds of family. This moment marked not just a reunion, but a new beginning, one filled with hope, healing, and the promise of justice finally served. Jermaine's journey is far from over. Reclaiming his identity and seeking justice is a lifelong battle. After decades of living a life built on lies, the road ahead is filled with challenges, but also with hope. Healing takes time. Jermaine must piece together the fragments of a stolen past while building a future grounded in truth. His story is a powerful reminder that survival is just the beginning, and that resilience comes from the support of family, community, and justice. Around the world, countless families face similar struggles, waiting, searching, and fighting for their loved ones. This is why advocacy and awareness are so vital. By standing together, we can push for stronger protections, better resources, and a system that never forgets the missing. Don't let their story end here. Share this video to keep the fight for justice alive and to remind those still searching that they are not alone. We invite you to join advocacy groups dedicated to child abduction prevention and victim support. Your voice, your time, and your donations can make a real difference. If this story moved you, consider pledging your support or contributing to organizations working tirelessly to reunite families and protect children. Together, through hope, resilience, and collective action, we can change lives. Jermaine's story is a testament to the power of never giving up, and neither should we. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more true stories of survival, justice, and the human spirit.